Contractor Show. It's happy back to school day for all the Hamilton parents in the area, so we're ready to shoot some more videos into the fall. This episode is going to be about payment schedules and payment structures. It's another one that I think gets screwed up a lot and causes issues later on in the project. And it's also undervalued, underrated because it's important how the project runs. Everybody, generally in this industry thinks everybody's out to screw them, be quite honestly, but sometimes the payment schedules are smartly designed around, cash flow needs of a project. And that's what you got to consider. You don't really want a contractor running out of money at any stage during a project because, they're working with your money to get the job done. So that's why it's important when you, before you sign your contract, you really pay attention to the payment schedule of the project. You definitely never want to pay on time, you want to pay on milestones, and milestones are like things that have been completed. So I'll just use, my current one as an example for a duplex conversion. It's a 10% deposit before the project starts. That gets you through to your demo. Before the framing starts, it's going to be another 10%. Once the framing is completed, we go to the trade stage, and that's going to be a 20% payment. Once the trades are roughed in and we're going on to the installation stage, that's a 20% payment. Then we have another 20% once the drywall is completed. Once we get into the flooring and the floor is completed, that's 10%, and there's a 10% payment remaining at the end. You'll see a lot of projects be like 50-50 or heavy in the front and light on the back. I personally believe it needs to be spread out through the project so that to make sure that the cash flow of the project, there's always money funding, buying materials, so all of a sudden you don't see this big delay because they're short on funds or the contractor runs to another project to get a deposit so you can finish your project, and that's the kind of stuff that happens if you don't manage this well. Coming from a contractor and a consumer, make sure you stick to your own make sure you stick to the payment schedules, make sure you read them, because you wouldn't believe how many times you've gone through a contract, you send it over for review, had a couple days they read through it, and all of a sudden you're sending your invoices. Why am I getting another invoice? Well, didn't you not read the contract? I know that's a rude way of saying it, but it's so true. Read it, make sure you stick to it. If contractors are chasing you for money, then legitimately, the work's done, the payment is due, don't make them chase you, because also that's going to add delays and you're going to get upset in the end of the delays, and you're going to get a lot of loyalty from your contractor if you stick to your payment schedule. As the contract lines, don't overpay, don't underpay. Just make sure you stick to your agreement up front, make sure the contractor sticks to their agreement. You wouldn't believe how many times I've got calls where contractors asking for extra money because this or that. Well, do not be getting into that. You want to make sure you stick to your payment schedule, because all of a sudden you don't want to be 90% paid and 50% of the work to go, because there's just potential for problems. I've seen small projects, I'm talking 10,000 and under. Okay, we don't need to get into a 7-tier payment schedule, but I think minimum 3. You see a lot of 50-50s, which I think are not the best idea either. The way the court systems are set up and with contractors and consumers, it's just it's cheaper just not to do anything about it. There's years of delays, lawyer fees, costs, and all that stuff. So you want to make sure all this stuff is handled from the beginning, so we don't get into this at the end. A lot of this stuff could be avoided. You hear about this industry or all the problems if the planning was just done in the beginning and make sure we viewed and are comfortable with it. It's not going to be super complicated, but main tidbits, milestones, not tights. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions about that. We look forward to shooting some more videos for you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.